Hello everybody, welcome back to another video game unboxing. Today I'm looking at Fire Emblem The Sacred Stones for the Game Boy Advance. The whole purpose of this channel is to help authenticate a copy of an original game for anybody either wanting to get into collecting or thinking about buying a game, or if you're just interested in, in looking at complete unboxed games. I love the art of games, and I'm happy to share it with anybody who wants to see. A little bit of backstory about this game is it was released in 2005, developed by Intelligent Systems. The Sacred Stones was the 8th game of the Fire Emblem series. As you know, Fire Emblem in Japan has been a thing since, I believe, the early 90s. And this is the second game we've actually gotten here in the States, or outside of Japan actually in general. This is the second game released outside of Japan for the Game Boy Advance, and I think out of 3 total, until the 3DS, GameCube games, everything. Fire Emblem kind of exploded with the GameCube actually, with Super Smash Bros. Melee bringing a bunch of characters into the roster that people didn't even know about, and Fire Emblem just kind of became way more popular outside of Japan. It was already huge in Japan, but outside of Japan it was really not known. Here is what I believe to be an authentic copy. I've had this in my collection for a while, so my confidence is pretty high. Obviously, if you do think it's a repo, let me know. I'll be more than happy to either take down that video or state that it's a repo or something like that. But yeah, let's go ahead. Here is the front of the game. I guess a big tell, or a big kind of hint that I give people whenever looking for repos is the quality of the print. As you can see here, there's really no pixelation. The art is very clear. These Fire Emblem games, especially like the early GBA ones, had kind of like the I don't want to say anime style, but very characteristic portrayals of the characters from the game. Very, very nice. I love the art of the Fire Emblem series, and I actually didn't get into Fire Emblem until 2012 when I played Awakening, and it's been a great series for me, and one that I've played a bunch of the games after that. Awakenings was kind of my introduction to it. People have their opinions about Awakenings. I think it's a fantastic game and arguably one of my favorite 3DS games. Here's the top. Very cool RPG, I guess, elements. This is a turn-based RPG. The side, another picture of dragon. A lot of dragons everywhere. I'll show this side before I show the back. As you get in most GBA games, you have important and kind of like warning labels and stuff. I always like to point out the imperfections in my copy, so you don't think it's, non-cosmetic. My copy does have this nick. I'm not sure if that was from like a sticker or something like that, but relatively the whole box is in good condition. It's just that little thing. So by this time, I believe the Nintendo DS was out, so the DS, there's no DSi or anything at that time, so the DS is backwards compatible with Game Boy Advance games, so that's why I have that there. The back, again, in the repo, look for pixelation, color differences, like this Nintendo logo. Even though on the camera it doesn't look that red, in person it looks way more red, but if it's kind of like an orange kind of color, then assume that it could be potentially fake. The Nintendo official Nintendo seal is usually a good giveaway too. If it's all pixelated, then assume it's a fake as well. Okay, I already took out the content, so I don't spend too much time. Some imperfections here. It's just with me opening it and closing it in time. Again, this is a North American release. Most of my games are. I will state if the game is Japanese. I do have some Japanese games. I don't believe I have many PAL games, if any at all. But I probably should have said that in the beginning. This is a North American release. A lot of the times, the PAL releases and the North American releases will be very similar. But for example, the Castlevania games, honestly, if you didn't know, it would look exactly the same. The Castlevania logos just look a little bit different, for example. I'll definitely make a video on that at some point, but I'm not sure if the PAL version would look like this if you're watching this from Europe or something like that. Okay. The next segment that I always talk in my videos, people's definition of complete in box is different for everybody. For me, a complete in box is the important components of it. For example, if a game came with the instruction booklet, the actual cartridge itself, and the booklet is usually enough to constitute a complete in box, in my opinion. If it came with like maybe some posters or some extra knickknacks, and I would consider that to be a true complete in box. But for example, here, the instruction booklet is, or health and safety precautions booklet, is something that comes with virtually any Game Boy game. So it's not something that I would care if my box didn't come with, or the video, or the Game Boy player. There's really nothing extra about this. Well, actually, I'll show gameplay using the Game Boy player. I thought it would be a nice way to show gameplay in a bigger screen instead of just having a Game Boy here like I have in the past. I'll put these aside. This could arguably be something that constitutes a complete unbox for me. Nintendo Power at this time was doing, because Nintendo Power is a thing back then. I'm not sure if it still is. I don't think it is. But Nintendo Power would include a lot of the whatever game you have, in this case Fire Emblem. They would include usually the protagonist or some of the characters as art in the Nintendo Power, I guess, like promotion. The Minish Cap, which is actually right here, had Link and Zelda in it. So this is definitely something that I would probably want with my complete in box because it's so cool. But it's not something really that important, to be honest. So here is the instruction booklet. Again, another thing that I think constitutes a true complete box. A true complete box is everything, right? A complete box for me is just this and this usually. If it doesn't have this, sometimes if it doesn't have this, but yeah. Instruction booklet usually will have instructions for the game as well as lore for the game. Sometimes some character introductions, something like that. I like these because sometimes it has some neat art, like you'll see right here with the introduction of the characters. Okay. Here is the game. I guess I'll show the cardboard. Some people like to see this. I personally wouldn't care if my copy didn't have this, but this is something that came with it. If you saw my Pokemon opening, I think it was for the Ukraine. The wireless adapter sometimes would be cut in here, but these games obviously didn't come with it, so that's why it doesn't have it. Okay, I already took out the screw. You could buy any of these tools anywhere, and very helpful tool to open up Game Boy Advance games and color games. But yeah, I'll show you a picture of the circuit. The reason I didn't take the circuit out already is because I like to, I guess, inform people just to be careful if you're at a shop and wanting to authenticate something. Don't plop it open like this because you'll actually maybe end up breaking the plastic. It's made to slide out. Slide it out a little bit, lift it, cool. And actually I forgot to show the front. A good giveaway for a fake copy, especially if you're just buying a loose repo copy, is centering of the sticker as well as the quality of the sticker will sometimes be kind of off, especially the centering. The centering is all wonky. That could be indicative of either a restickered or a repo. The official Nintendo seal. Quality of seal is always a good thing. Cool. Here is a circle. I guess a dead giveaway for anybody buying repo is that sometimes they won't even bother to put Nintendo there. If you don't see that, assume it's a fake. Furthermore, a lot of the fake copies will for some reason have batteries. I'm guessing it has to do something with how the game processes and saves. Some games do have batteries. Legit ones like Pokemon series have batteries. I think some of the Animal Crossing games, or I don't know. So I know games that have a lot of time-based stuff have batteries in them. I won't act like I know why, but yeah. Here's the back of the circuit. Be very careful. These are very delicate parts, so don't like to take them out for too long. I'll kind of get a zoom in right there. Feel free to pause and look. Don't pay too much attention to this because I know that depending on if you have like a player's choice or something, it might be different. So as long as you see the other aspects being consistent, then you should be fine in having a legit copy. Alright, I'm going to boot up really quickly the Game Boy player. I'll talk about it, I guess, for a sec. If you're wondering how I play Game Boy Advance games on my GameCube, the GameCube released a Game Boy player that could play Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, and I think even original Game Boy games on it. It requires a disc as well as an attachment. The disc is the most important part. It's usually the more expensive part too. Don't fall into a scam where they'll include a Game Boy player. It'll just have the actual attachment, but not the disc. The disc is the expensive part. The disc last time I saw was going for over $100 something. So if you want to play Game Boy games on your GameCube, which is in my opinion one of the best ways to play Game Boy games, I definitely recommend you look into buying one of these. Okay, I'll pause really quickly and I'll set it up. Alright, I just kind of wanted to show you how it's set up. So you'll put in the disc and then you'll go to gameplay. It'll read it as the Game Boy player. You'll enter it and then press start. And it'll boot it up. I'll show the actual Game Boy player in a sec. I guess it's kind of interesting. I forgot to put the Game Boy game in. Give me one sec. Okay, so some of the later Game Boy games actually had the warning health and safety display as like the DS almost had it. So if you see this, and don't worry, a lot of later Game Boy Advance games had it. But yeah, I just wanted to quickly point that out. I'll show a little bit of the gameplay, so maybe a little bit of the startup screen, but I'll get into a quick battle and then, yeah. Okay, I'll end the gameplay of that right here. Thanks for watching this unboxing. If there's any specific content that you want to see, do let me know. Again, this was an opening of Fire Emblem: The Sacred Stones. Hopefully you got some information out of here, and If I helped you authenticate this game, I'm glad. If there's anything you want to see, or send me a DM if you're worried about authentication of a particular game. I don't claim to be an expert, but I have been in the hobby for quite a while now, so I like to think that I have some knowledge, and hopefully I can relay some of that to you. I appreciate you watching. Thank you. Have a good one.